Hi guys, Squall here. Welcome back to another episode of Factorio. Now, as luck would have it, I left this game running and the alpha weekend ended and I didn't close the game down and it's let me carry on playing, which is interesting. If this game crashes or I quit, I won't be able to start it again, but as it stands right now, I'm able to carry on and record some more stuff, so I thought I'd crack on and do that. So what I've done is I've basically extended the floor out a little bit. I did some biofuel gathering because I didn't really want to do that while we were, doing stuff. So I went off and chopped some trees down, that kind of thing. And while I was doing that, the machines were busy making things, and a bunch of concrete came out. As you can see, we've got a lot of concrete here. So I extended the floor, like you can see, just extended it over there, trying to build a bigger base. What I'd like to do is commission the iron over there pretty soon, but while I was doing that, essentially while I was crunching this biofuel, I ran out of storage space, totally. This backpack is not big enough, and this box just was bursting at the seams with biofuel. So what I did was I researched this one here, personal storage. I just threw those items in there because we had them, and just went ahead and basically unlocked it, created a chest, threw all the biofuel in there, which reminds me, let's go and top up the generators. So that's the only thing I've done that you've not seen. Chuck the fuel in there. Chuck the fuel in there. Make sure that went in, yep. So we'll just top this up on biofuel. So what I thought we'd also quickly do is I've extended the base out this way. I thought perhaps what we'd do is quickly, because I'm sick of crunching leaves and wood into stuff, and we're not massively close to getting coal yet, so I'm kind of thinking it would be a good idea to semi-automate the biomass production. Now I say semi-automate, you can't completely automate it because you can't automatically load biofuel into these machines, which is like there's no conveyor input on them at all, which is very, 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 very annoying. But what we can do is we can semi-automate it so that we just stick things in at one end. Let's turn it around. And stuff will pop out at the other. What are we missing? Iron plates and iron bars. Let me go and get some of those. So, there's two kinds of constructor we need. One that's going to crunch the bio leaves, and one that's going to crunch the wood. They will then feed into a constructor, which will take the biomass coming out of that, and it will load it up. Let's grab some of them. It will load it up with, we don't need screws. It will load it up with biofuel. Oh, I just took the wrong ones. I should have taken them from here, not there. My bad. Let me put some more back. Just in case. That is a downstream production. This is our storage of iron things. So yeah, let me grab some of these. Also, we need to basically make our tech unlock, which is something I want to do today. And the tech unlock, if you remember, requires us to sacrifice to the gods 50 of these rotors, which we're going to have to handcraft. But we should, given that we're manufacturing lots of screws now, it should be perfectly doable to create 50 rotors and 75 reinforced iron plates, which again takes a lot of screws and iron. So we can come back and do that shortly. Let's focus on automating the bioproduction first. We'll get that up and running, and then all we've got to do is whenever we chop down leaves and wood, throw it into the storage container, and out will pop biofuel at the other end. And that will basically be golden. Actually, I think we're going to need to quickly extend this. Now, perhaps not in this episode, but perhaps in the next one, I think we'll start putting walls up around the place. And with that in mind, I want to research the next unlock, which is the conveyor walls. As you can see, top right, I've started on that. We need to throw items in to get the conveyor up and running. Because when we build walls, I'd like to be able to... let's see, if we put this in the... I don't want to have to put leaves in one and wood in the other. Ideally, I could just put the whole thing... But we can't filter stuff coming out, which is really annoying. So I'm trying to think how we're going to do this. Because if you look at the constructor, which is here, if we put that down, biomass takes leaves, biomass takes wood. The problem is if I convey stuff into here that it can't take, what's it going to do with it? And I have no way of filtering out the leaves and the wood to go into separate constructors. So, yeah, I don't know what that's going to do. I presume it just sits on the belt and block it up. It's actually annoying, really, when you think about it. There's no way to filter things. If I could have a splitter and I could send leaves down one and wood down the other, that would be perfect. But I don't think we can do that. So I think what we're going to have to do is actually have one storage container. Yeah, we're going to have to do it this way. We're going to need one storage container for leaves and one storage container for wood. And we're going to have to remember which one is which. Ugh. Maybe we can get that later. Maybe one of the tech unlocks in the near future will be... oh, I can build that too close. I was trying to build that far enough apart. Maybe one of the tech unlocks in the future will be filtered splitters or something like that. It seems to me it's actually quite necessary even now. So anyway, we'll do it the hard way for now. Why do I build crafting bench? Constructor. Okay, line that up. I doubt we're ever going to want to split this for now, so we'll just build it there. Build that there. Convey that. Convey that. And on this one, this can be leaves, and this one can be wood. That will chuck stuff out, which we will then merge. Logistics, conveyor merger. Output pointing to us. Try to get it roughly in the middle. It's kind of snapping, look. I don't know if that's going to convey there. Yes, it will. That's fine. Okay, and then, so that's going to merge all the biomass together. Then we're going to need one final constructor, which is going to take directly from here. Did I build that wrong? Yes, I did. Now, this may put our power consumption over our current limit, so that's one thing to be aware of. Input. There we go. And then we select from that biofuel, since it's only feeding biomass, and then what we can probably do is route the output of this back to somewhere that we actually need it. So maybe what we can do is put a block over here, a block over here, and put a storage container down with the input on that side. Like that. Well, that's in an awkward spot, isn't it? I don't like that. We like that. There we go, it's better. At some point I'll probably relocate the hub, but for now it can just stay where it is. So yeah, we want this to come out of here. Maybe we can we actually rise that up? Logistics, conveyor poles. So if we try to do that, it's too steep. It doesn't like that. Maybe if we put it here, or even here. There we go. And then we have another pole. What I'm trying to do is just basically get it all out of the way. Can we line that up with that one? Yes, we can. Like that. Just so we can kind of walk under it and stuff. At some point, I'll probably just rejig this or have it going out through a wall or something, but that'll do for now. Right, let's put down a power pole there. We'll have put the one in the middle of this lot here. Before I connect these up, I'm just going to quickly check to see. Looks like we've got some overhead there. So this is the main output line, isn't it? So the power comes out of here. This is already maxed out currently. So one line goes to there. That's got 3 or 4 on it. Okay, so if we put a power pole down here, connect into that, and then from here we shall connect to this. Make sure that one connects to that one. And then connect that to this and that to that. And that can go connect to that. So that should, in theory, be online. Let me just have a quick look at it. That should be online. This is the... The problem is, I'm always going to get this the wrong way around, aren't I? So if I throw... I know it's only a few leaves, but if I throw leaves in there, they should come out of here. Let me go and grab the other stuff. I think we might have some wood left, I'm not sure. I might have completely crunched all of it. Looks like I've got a little bit of wood left, and a little bit of biomass. So, any direct biomass that we happen to have, for whatever reason, we can throw straight in there. And leaves will go in there. Wood will go straight into here. Comes out lovely, neat bundles of logs, doesn't it? What would be great is if I can create labels for things, or I know you can color code things later on, but currently the only paint gun only does blue. But if I could put a sign here saying wood and leaves, that would really help. As it stands, I'm going to have to quickly come along if I can't remember and just check. But, you know, that's no biggie. The point is, I won't have to sit there at the workbench anymore, at the crafting bench, and crunching biofuel. I can just completely automate that. But for now, we don't need any biofuel for a bit. So what we shall do is we shall focus on crafting our tech level unlocks, which means 75 reinforced iron plates and 50 rotors. So we'll go over to here. I think I've got plenty of copper on me, but we'll just grab some iron bars. We'll probably need a few of them. I think we need a whole load of screws, like lots of screws. But we should have lots of screws. Yes, we do. We have like 1,000. It's more than enough, I think. And then possibly some more iron plates. Right, let's see how we get on. Now, we haven't automated any of this yet, but what we can do is... so we need 50 of these things. So we'll craft out 50 rotors. I was thinking maybe we can build a second floor, and we can do some more smelting up there, possibly. Or manufacturing iron bars and iron bars and iron plates. Or... yeah, I mean, that's probably best. And then somehow we need to get the result out of that with the screws that we're already making and bring that in to start making rotors and things like this. Well, I actually need more screws. Are you serious? I thought 1,000 screws was enough, but apparently not. Blimey. Just smash through them. Right, 50 is the number we're looking for. We should have... we've got 46 at the moment, so if we make... 2, 3, 4, that's enough. Reinforced iron plates we need 75 of. So we can make... actually, how many have we got currently? We have 34... I think we can make 75 with the stuff we have on us. So we should be good. Then what we'll do is run up to the space elevator, throw those in, and then that will tech unlock level 3 and 4, I think. And then after that, we can get the conveyor walls, and then we can start building our second floor, and life will be good. We can also start working towards coal, which will be fantastic. 4, 5, that's 75 of those. So let's make sure we've got the rest of this stuff. We've got 100 iron plates. We've got 100 iron bars kicking around. Let's just merge those together. 100 iron bars, 250. Right, so we can basically do both now. That's cool. We can unlock 2 things right now. Turning into quite a big floor, this. I'll be interested to learn how they plan on allowing you to get around your factory a bit quicker, apart from just jetpack jumping. And when I say jetpack, I mean the springy thing. But there was rumour about a jetpack. So let's see, we want iron plates, iron rods, and we shall launch that. So now unlock conveyor walls.
Milestone reached. To ensure optimal use of space, navigation and tidiness, R&D have developed stairs and conveyor walls.
Stairs and conveyor walls are very, very useful when you want to build a second floor, which is exactly what we want to do. Before we pick our next milestone, I thought we'd run up here and do the tech unlock. just in case there's a tech level 3 we want to get before we do the rest of the 2s. Oh, you see, this is where I should have built it up a bit so you can run underneath it. Never mind. I think this is our first sacrifice to the space elevator gods, isn't it? Let's see, 50 rotors and 75 of those. Sealing. So that puts it into the space elevator. That's my doorbell. And then send. I don't think anything magical happens for this yet. Yeah, next unlock tier 5 and 6. So, in order to unlock 5 and 6, we need 50 motors and 500 modular things. Now, I'm not going to worry about this because we can't actually use tier 5 and 6 yet until the game releases on the 19th. But what we can do is get to a point where we're manufacturing these things so that we can then unlock 5 and 6 immediately. Because I think what 5 and 6 do, they let you research steel, or make steel, and a bunch of other items as well. Who knows what, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, I'm not too concerned about the space elevator until the 19th. So let's run over here, and yeah, I expect they'll add an animation for that as well, because it's just completely silent. There's no audio, there's no animation, it's just, yeah, well done. Tier 3, coal power, there we go. Logistics level 2 and coal power. So 4 and 5, actually, how do we unlock 4 again? Oh, we can't unlock 4, of course. We're on the Alpha weekend. Yeah, we can't do anything about this yet. So what we'll do is we can do steel production in tier level 4 and improve melee combat, the Xeno Basher. So that's obviously a better weapon. But yeah, you see this kind of motors and things, we can't build them until we get steel production, so we are completely limited. All we can do is make the modular frames. None of this stuff is accessible. Smelts 2 iron ore into ingots. These ingots will be further processed into new parts. That's interesting. The foundry. And a miner Mark 2. Extraction rate of 120 resources per minute. Whoa. Nice. And the reinforced steel plate. So that's something to come. But what we can do now is we can unlock coal power and we can unlock these things. This is the conveyor belt Mark II, which transports 120 resources per minute. Now, we don't need that right now. We don't need that either. That would be nice, though. But this would be good. We should get this because coal power eliminates the need to faff around with biofuel anymore. Perhaps I should have made my biofuel generator a lot earlier. I think that's a lesson learned. Right, 25 rotors we would need for this. 25 reinforced iron plates and a whole lot of wire. We can do that. I think we can do that now, and then we can start working towards coal before we start doing our second iron thing. 25 reinforced, 25 rotors. Now the copper wire, we've got loads of copper wire. We can easily get 50. In fact, let's go and get the 1500 now, throw it in the bucket. And then we don't have to worry about that anymore. I think we've got 1500. They're stacking 500, so we can easily get 3 lots of that. We've been making that for days. Like I say, there's not really much use for it, but I suspect as the steel tech unlocks and everything else, you start making motors, I suspect copper wire will become a lot more important. So we've got 500. What have we got now? 1349. Let's take that. There you go, we'll put that back. Actually, no, we'll keep that. We've got some on us. I don't want to have none. I'm sure it'll get used. So the nearest coal, I think, is down that way, which we're going to have to go and look at. We'll scan for it, and we'll start power poling over there. We'll need to build some coal generation machines as well when we unlock the tech. No doubt there'll be some decent requirements for that. For now, we'll drop that in there. It's a shame. I should have built that so much earlier. Oh my god. Life would have been a little bit... I mean, it's not essential. You can still craft it by hand, but it would have been a little bit easier to deal with. Right, so I'm going to need some of these. And plenty of these. I suspect that screws, I mean, look how many we're making, but look how many we're using. I suspect screws will be one of those things that you will end up making, like, a lot of, basically. A bit like, I don't know, green circuits in Factorio. Like, just something you got to have constantly. Also, thinking about that, I wonder if you can actually... I wonder if we can start making a main bus like you do in Factorio. I wonder how you do that in factory terms. I need to ponder on that one, the idea of a main bus of stuff. Then you break feeds off it and construct other things. Oh, we're going to make 24. What a scumbag. I think we're going to run out of screws, possibly. If so, I can quickly knock up some screws. Yeah, just look how many screws we went through. It's just nuts. Right then, this will unlock coal power, and then we can see what we need to build a coal generator. Coal mine will just be a simple Mark 1 miner. And then we'll start heading on over there with some poles and things. Lots of running around. Want those, and you want those. Cool.
Milestone reached. Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged.
Coal generator.
Just focus on the explore and exploit.
Okay, so for this you need 3 modular frames, 5 rotors, and 15 cables. Perfectly doable. We could go for... Now, they generate 50 megawatts, right? So one generator generates 50 megawatts. Let's have a look at what our current production capacity is. 80. So we're probably looking at building 2 initially. Probably need 3 later. Or we can build 2 and stick some shards in there and boost it. That's the other option. So I'm going to look to build 2 generators and a mine. But for now, let's quickly select the next one. Exploration will give us object scanner and beacon. Not desperate for that. Need that when we go exploring, but we're not going to do that yet. Object scanner, not. Wait, what? Milestone cost. Milestone. Why do you have to research that on its own? That's so bizarre. Jump pads and walkways. Let's go for jump pads. Probably need that to get some shards soon, so we're not desperate for this now. The next thing we need to do is focus on the coal. So let's go ahead and do that. We shall probably need, let's think, in order to make power lines, I need cables. Then we need, I'm trying to work out how many, they take 3. So we can make, yeah, we should be able to get down there. I'm just making sure before we go running off towards the coal mine that we actually have enough stuff on us to build the cables that need to go there. Let's take some of those. And we'll take a bunch of, let's see what we need. So we're going to need a Mark 1 miner, which is, oh, I see, you nearly missed that then. I need to go and grab those miners so we can make 2 of these. We also need some concrete, which we've got loads of, and loads of that. And finally, we want belts. Conveyor belts. Yeah, that's iron plates. Look here, check the requirements, and I can run it all the way down there, only to find out that I should have taken these two miners from here. We'll take the ones off the concrete, off the limestone that I put over here. So, grab that, take it, grab that, take it. That's going to give us a load of limestone in our backpack now, isn't it? Hang on. Concrete. Just quickly get rid of all that. Concrete's still useful. I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to make walls and stuff. And we're going to need a lot of concrete to do it. So, it's fine. Taking a minute out to do this. Right, so if we hold C down and go for coal. 500 meters, 800 meters, 1.1 kilometers. So we can either go 800 meters that way, or we go 500 that way. Might go this one, actually. Towards, because it looks like it's towards this weird arch thing. And I kind of like to have a quick look this way. And also it means that we can bring the power poles, which we're going to need. Let's see. We can put like power poles like that, can't we? Cables. Cables! I need cables! Make a bunch of them. I mean, we can always throw a crafting bench down at the end of the day, but let's make them now. So we'll link that to that, because this is the main power generation line. And then, let's do a quick scan. Well, fortunately at the moment, doesn't appear to be any way of actually checking how far these cables will go. So it's a bit of guesswork. It's trial and error. Got them. Always take the nuts. That's what Squirrel says. Always get the nuts. Let's see if we put that maybe there. So it's got quite a long span on it. Just quick scan again. There's some big trees here. Pity we don't need the biomass. Blimey. I'm seeing a lot of bad guys. Now I'm wondering if this was an actual good idea. These guys generate a lot of those gas things, don't they? Oh, hey mate. How we doing? Don't mind me, just passing through. Not a threat. Just gonna electrify your jungle. Oh boy. Ah. Don't suppose you guys are friendly. It just seems like a really bad idea all of a sudden, doesn't it? I thought there's like things lining up to kill me. Maybe if we go around the other side of that rock. Maybe there's an easy way over there. Blimey. I tell you what. I should have come here with a chainsaw. I should probably do, like, that's a lesson learned here, actually. Should probably do a little bit of exploring. Just to see what's around. Because imagine, like, when I play the next biome, you know, the map's going to be completely different. Oh, boy. He's going to chase me all day, and I haven't got my zapper thing to hand. Oh, cool, you're stuck. Sucks to be you. Oh, cool, I'm stuck. Sucks to be me. Ooh, what's that? I'm getting myself lost here. There we go. There we go. We're on the other side now. Let's find out where the power pole is. Where the coal is. That way. Cool. Alright. Length of that cable. Yeah, I should have gone the other way, but never mind. We're committed. This is more fun anyway. This is actually taking us out and about. I just hope we don't meet any spiders on the way. Oh my god. Is it actually... Was that actually like on a hill or something? I'm beginning to regret this decision. Oh boy, it is. It's like up there or something. You actually serious? It can't be up there. Come on. Can we even get up there? Oh boy. So now we either build a load of ramps to take us up there, or we scratch this idea. Because right now I can't see a simple way of... What on earth is that? Why would there be a coal mine so high up? Doesn't even make any sense. Right, let's just quickly go this way and see if we can get on that hill. If not, if there's no easy way up here. This looks like Spider County to me. This definitely looks like Spider County. You can see the biome change now. There's just nothing. It's just like an atoll. I don't know why there would be coal up there. Oh, hi. Oh, we're slipping. No. This could be the death. The death of it. There's just no way up. Okay, glowy thing in the water. Uh-oh. Oh, by the way, those things attack, but they're fairly easy to kill. Ooh. Like that. They just chase after you. Yeah, everything's trying to kill us in this jungle. Let's get out of here. Abort mission. That's going to be a more advanced coal. That's not an easy coal at all. Can't believe that. Why is it so elevated? Coal is normally like on the ground. You know, it's a sedimentary thing. It's not normally found so high up. Oh, that's a long drop. Did I just see a power shard? I think I did. Oh, I think that's a yellow one. Yep, yellow power slug. Oh, we're not popular here. We are not popular here. They don't like me stealing yellow power slugs. Flipping out, dude. Wowzers. Time to eat some stuff. This is why you always want to carry some nuts around. Okay, let's leg it back to base and we'll go out to the other coal mine because that one's just a non-starter. Right, I've got us over the other side of the space elevator, spared you the long walk, and I've started to cable as I go, but essentially it is over there. That's where we need to go, so we're going to have to build... Oh, hello, we've got a friend here. The coal protectors. Dude, stop running around while I want to kill you. There you go. See, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Let's put that there. So that is linked back to the base. Now, we do need to build over here, so that's, you know, I expected that to happen. So what we can do is perhaps try... And this is a little bit of a guesswork, but maybe like there-ish? This is why you need concrete. Like so. Okay, it doesn't like that for some reason. That's weird. Let's try building to the side of it. I don't know why. Oh, it's building it now. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have... maybe we'll go too wide. got plenty of concrete. Why not have a bit more room? We got to deal with the natives when we get to the side here. The coal protectors, such as they are. And then what we want is a ramp. Oh, hey. Oh, these are the nightmare ones as well. These are a lot more tricky. There's another dude over there. So if we go foundations and we get the ramp, turn it around this way, like that. Perhaps we can do the same over here as well. Actually, I don't need to, do we? So we've got that. Next thing we could do, if we wanted to, we could just build a wall here just to sort of stop us from falling off whenever we venture this way. You know, 2 wide is like... Even 1 wide's big enough for a tractor when we build them. 2 wide is plenty. Looks cool as well. Look at this. Floaty bridge hype and the nice ramp going down. Beautiful. So we want to build the miner. That coal should be here, but we're going to have to deal with this guy first, wherever he is. Yo, buddy. Come for your coal. They're just so annoying. So annoying. Let's keep our health topped up, though. And always make sure you've got the gun. Oh my god, they just don't give up, do they? Come on, if you're going to come down and have some fun, let's do it. Let's dance. Okay, he's stuck. Let's see if we can build a mine while we wait for him to decide if he's going to come down here. So let's see there. So I think there's one... Yeah, there's only 1 mine here. It's just a case of how we want to build the generators. Like, or rather, where we want to build the generators, really. We could actually, thinking about this, what we could do is extend this here and make it into a sort of a mini production platform. That. Let's make sure we've got enough there. That. Now, obviously, I can fall off here if I'm not too careful, but what we can now do is we can build a miner, spin it this way, put that down like that. Oh, I think he's coming. I think he's coming. Yeah, he's coming. As soon as he saw that mine go down, he was like, "No, you're not taking this coal. This is my coal. I'm sworn to protect it." As a member of the Coal Watch, sworn to protect the coal at all costs. So we'll bring the coal up to here. Now that should probably generate at, let's see, production. Smelter's going to take... Actually, going to take that out of there. What's it got? 120 coal per minute. Blimey. Now the irony here is that that needs power. Which is kind of amusing, really, because this thing is going to then generate power. So as long as it doesn't trip, it would keep going. Let's see, power, coal generator. I haven't got enough stuff. I need 3 modular frames. Scumbag. 3 modular frames and 5 rotors. Can I actually craft those? Modular frames require... Reinforced iron plates. Reinforced iron plates require screws. We can probably do this. Alright, let me build the components. Okay, I quickly ran back and grabbed a bunch of materials so we can carry on. Now, if you remember, we want 2 generators, and we probably want to allow to have 3, but these things are quite big. The first thing I'm going to have to do, though, is split this stuff. So if we build a On merger, if we build a splitter, and we want the input to be on the far side, like so. This thing conveys, and I think this conveys at 60 per minute, right? But this thing is generating at 120 per minute. So we should probably go for the logistics 2 stuff, but we don't have it yet. So that's a tech unlock that we're going to need to get. So we're not going to get enough coal out of this as it's actually able to produce. That's something to bear in mind. We will need to get the next tech upgrade so that we get logistics 2, faster belts basically. So we want power, we want the coal generator, and as you say, these things are absolutely huge. The back of it is, there's the input there, the orange thing. So if you spin it around, and it says, doesn't like that. Actually, let's just build the floor out a touch more. Should run out of concrete here. Coal generator, there we go. So I'll put it as close to the edge as we can. Maybe there-ish? No, that's no good. It needs to go forward from there. As far forward as it can. It's very hard to see what you're doing with an object so large. I think that's about right. That's about as far over as I can get it. There we go. So we put one there, and then if we put another one aligned up with that one, what do you mean I can't afford it? One cable? I'm one cable short? You're actually serious? There you go. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We couldn't build your coal generator. Why not? Well, we were short just one cable. Right. I think we could just more or less put it as close as we can get it. But it might be a good idea to line it up with this belt for tardiness. So if we go that way to line it up with that green line and that green line as best as we can. There you go. It's lined up there. That should then go straight in. That should go straight in there. I'm not sure what these consume at, actually. Doesn't actually say what they consume at. Now, they want to be connected to the power as well. And this is where I'm a bit kind of hazy around the whole power thing. Because do we connect those to this? I guess it makes sense. Like, this is going to have to be powered from that, I guess, initially. What do you mean I can't? Oh my god. Guys, I'm running out of cables. But what I don't know is how it prioritizes power. Such that if this goes down, like if there's, I don't know what I'm trying to say. The power's coming into here, and then it's going to go over to there. And that's going to power this thing. But if if we turn the biomass off, the biomass generation off, this thing comes back on. If you turn the biomass generation off, this then goes off. Or does it? Does the power it generates get distributed back to itself? That's what I'm trying to say. So if you get this going with biomass and then turn the biomass off, does this keep going because it generates power, which it puts down the power line, which then comes back to it to power itself? Because it's a generator. Do you see what I'm saying? And also, if when it trips, can we restart it, or do we have to run over here? Because it doesn't have enough power to get going again. It's a weird one, isn't it? I don't know how it works. It's not been kind of documented or anything. So what we'll do is we'll connect that up like that. We'll connect that to there. We'll connect that to there. I suspect this is going to trip the whole circuit, but we'll see. Not that. So if we connect that to there now, that's probably going to trip the circuit. because it won't be able to generate enough. I reckon what the game's going to do... Sorry if I'm sounding confusing. I'm trying to think this through. I reckon what the game's going to do when I connect the circuit is go, oh look, I've got that thing and that thing and that thing with a consumption of so much, and I can't possibly afford to power that because these won't be powered initially until the coal flows. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I might be overthinking this. I'm going to turn these off. Okay, I'm going to turn those onto standby, and then I'm going to connect this up. That should power the mine. Capacity 80 megawatts. There we go. So that's now got coal flowing. And then if I turn these on, once the coal reaches here and it starts to load coal up inside, then I'm going to turn it on. I don't know if these have any power requirement. I mean, they must... Do they take power or do they just purely generate power? I'm guessing they purely generate power. In which case you can turn it on without tripping. That didn't go up, did it? Yeah, it looks like it's got a zero kind of input power. Like it would normally, it would need some power to get working, wouldn't it? But anyway, look at that. Whoa! Boom! 180 megawatts of actual potential power. And all the coal it needs because we're overproducing over here. Nice! Well, that took a bit of time, but we got it done. Let's put a little ramp here for now. So yeah, the next thing to do is build a third one there. We also need to put some walls up to make sure we don't fall over. Don't know if we've got enough coal for all this, but we'll try. So not coal, concrete. Oh, you scumbag! It's going to make me build another platform just so I can wall it off. What a scumbag. Look at that. Safety first. Now this thing here, this is a conveyor wall thing right here. Logistics, you see, we don't have the conveyor wall stuff. This is a classic case where you get the conveyor wall, you build a wall, has a conveyor connection in it, and then you can come straight through and it looks nice and tidy from the outside. Apart from the floaty bit. But you can build walls so it looks like it's built into the rock. But you don't need to. But that's it. Let's go. Let's leg it back to base. And we should be able to turn off the bio power completely. Because we've got 100 megawatts of coal power. And the beautiful thing about coal power, as long as you do not trip the circuit, as long as you do not exceed supply with demand, it will carry on. It will not stop. It does not need feeding, which is zero maintenance, which is lovely. But if it trips, then pretty much the only solution is to either reduce the power consumption or leg it over there and build another generator. That's really the only options. I wish you could get rid of this stuff somehow. I wish there was a way. Maybe you can later. Maybe there's like a tech unlock later to just grenade it or something. Right, we'll do this one at a time and we'll watch what happens. So, at the moment, we have 180 megawatts. Flick that. Flick that. You see the bar coming down, 140 megawatts. And we should be able to flick that off. 120. And then flick that. It's so quiet. How awesome is that? And because we've built the coal generation where the coal is, and not over here. Like, you could belt the coal over here, but that would be a mistake, I think. Like, there's just no point. But it leaves your base nice and quiet. And now we're on coal power. And on that note, I'm going to have to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Until the next one, take care. Happy manufacturing.